The look on your face told me we'd be alright. Walking down the sidewalk as we took a ride off a riverside.
Hey, what's up? My name is Aaron Kellim. I am an artist, songwriter, and producer from Los Angeles. And in this video, I want to talk about purchasing your first acoustic guitar. Maybe you've been thinking about playing for a long time, but it's been overwhelming because there's so many options when buying an acoustic guitar. Maybe you're an electric player who's been playing electric for a long time, but you kind of want to jump into the world of acoustic. There are so many options, so many things to look for. When I bought my first acoustic guitar, there are things I wish I would have known that I didn't know. And so in this video, I want to try to help kind of bring some clarity to all the things that are acoustic guitars and what you should be thinking about when buying your first one. So let's dive in. All right, the first thing that I'm going to be looking for when I'm buying an acoustic guitar, and some people might disagree with this, I think it's the most important. When I pick up the guitar and I play it, does it feel really great in my left hand, and does it sound really great? If those two things are there, I'm not worried about who made it, I'm not worried about the series and the model, or what type of wood it is, whatever it is. That's most important. I'm trusting my gut with how it feels and how it sounds. So don't be afraid to trust your gut on that. I think it's really, really important. Other things to think about. This here is an acoustic guitar. This is a Burrows acoustic guitar, and I just want to give them a shout out. I think they're incredible. They're a newer company based out of New York, and their whole thing is that they want to get really great quality guitars into the hands of people who maybe can't afford a high-end guitar, and so they make insane quality at a really, really low price point, and I love what they're doing. You can find them at adorama.com, and this is a great place to look when you're buying your first guitar. Speaking of budget, that's another really important thing that you want to consider when buying your first acoustic guitar. What is your budget? How much do you have to spend? I wouldn't look at anything outside of that, because once you do, you're always going to find something that, oh, maybe I could spend just a little more. Look at your budget. You can find something really amazing within your budget. So keep that in mind. Another thing you're going to hear a lot about is the type of wood. And I'm not an expert in different types of wood, so you can do research on what different ones do, but the type of wood will impact the sound of the guitar. It'll impact the resonance. It'll impact whether it has like a lower, darker tone or a higher, richer tone. Those things really matter, so do research on the types of guitar. You'll hear laminated versus solid. Laminated is typically going to make your price point lower. Solid will be a bit more expensive, but the resonance will be different. The quality of the sound and the tone will be different. So those are things to keep in mind when purchasing an acoustic guitar. Another thing is the size of the guitar. This is kind of typical dreadnought size. There are mini guitars, which are typically made for like children or maybe someone with smaller hands. There are travel size guitars, which are made exactly what they say. For traveling, if you're going to be on a plane a lot, carrying it in a car a lot, a travel size guitar is a great option. There's this size, the dreadnought, kind of standard size. There are also jumbo acoustic guitars. So just know what size you're looking for, what's going to be most helpful, especially with your left hand and playing guitar, if it's going to be on your lap. If it's really big, jumbo guitar, that might not work out for you. So be aware of the size of the guitars. Another point that you want to be aware of is, are you going to need to plug the guitar in? Do you need to be in an amplifier? Are you playing with a band? Are you playing in a church setting? If so, you're going to need to plug it in, and the guitar is going to need to have electronics. Not all acoustic guitars have electronic systems, so you want to make sure if you need one that the guitar you buy has one. There's different types of electronic systems. You can research. There's internal microphones, which will have a more natural sound. There's piezo pickups, which will have kind of more of that electronic tone. Still a great tone, but there are differences. So be aware of that. Electronics, do I need them? If you end up buying a guitar that doesn't have electronics, and maybe a few years down the road you need to have them, you can actually install electronic systems into a guitar that does not have them. So don't be afraid that, oh shoot, if I buy one without and I need them down the road, what am I going to do? Do I need to buy a whole new guitar? You can actually put them in yourself. So no worries if you don't have electronics and you need them down the road. So those are all things to be aware of. The wood type, what size of the guitar, does it have electronics? But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing, especially with your first guitar, is playability. When you pick it up, when you strum it, does it feel really great in the left hand? Does it sound really good to your ear? Let that trump everything. Trust your gut with that, and I think you'll be really happy with your first purchase. So thank you so much for watching this. Thanks again to Burrows Guitars. Be sure to check them out. They're amazing. Adorama.com. And hope this all helps you guys. Have a good one.